boxing fans, we are here in Riyadh. It's the Friday before the fight. With me, Sonny Edwards. Sonny, how you doing, mate? How's things? How's life, mate?
Yeah, mate, can't complain. The last week I've had a few nice destinations. I started at Monaco, went through Dubai, stayed there for a few days, and now I'm here in Riyadh. I mean, you know, the 14-year-old Sonny Edwards would be pinching himself right now, and the 28-year-old one is also.
Thanks for rubbing it in, mate. Monte Carlo looks good. You know, I'm here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Monte Carlo look good. Dubai look good.
I'm playing the world's smallest violin for you right now. I'm playing the world's smallest violin for you because you've got to remember, to get here, I had to get punched in the face probably 10,000 times, and I don't think you had to do the same. So, yeah, I think I deserved Monaco. I'll be real. I think I deserved that trip, to be honest. It was a great trip. It really was. Shout out to the Frank Smith for my official retirement party. Yeah, he shut it down.
It did look good, to be fair. Any itchy knuckles after you see that? You know, you've seen both men away, and then you've seen them face off, and you've seen the week build up. Do you get any itchy knuckles? You look at that and think, bloody hell, you know what? Is it maybe I normally just retired, but maybe there is something left in me?
Nah, I'm done, man. Finished. Halas.
Halas. All right, let's talk about this one then. We've seen a face-off, longest face-off in probably boxing, 11 minutes yesterday.
They broke our world record. Me and Bam had the world record. Did you know that?
I know.
Me and Bam had the world record for the longest face-off in professional boxing for a world title. We had that, and now we don't have it no more, and I'm pissed. So really, yeah, I don't care, really.
It means you've got to come back and do a longer face-off, right? That's the competition. But yeah, talk to me, man. What do you see from both guys? You're a fighter. You've been there, done that on a big stage. You've seen both fighters very close. So what do you make of both fighters now? We're here on the Friday, the day before the fight.
I think Usyk has come. He's relished every moment. He's been great value for entertainment. He's enjoying the process, and I don't know, I don't think I can say the same for Tyson. And I think anyone that's been here all week has kind of seen probably the most reserved and probably the most lack of ready to build or sell a fight Tyson Fury that has ever been around. I think normally he's here, he's the one that's got all the cameras on him, he's the one that's doing the thing that makes you watching and making you watch online, and he just hasn't been doing that this week. And I don't know, you know, if you look back at my last camp and with the thoughts that was going in my head as I was preparing, when it comes to the time to sit there and sell the fight, you just maybe have a little bit less vim in you if you don't have that same inner belief that you've always had before. And yeah, I can't lie, I kind of think that Tyson's going through the same stuff. I don't know, I may be wrong, he just might just be zeroing in, and I hope so for the fight and for the British fans. Look, I'm a massive Usyk fan, I'm a Tyson Fury fan, but I aligned with Usyk when I was an 11, 12, 13-year-old amateur boxer that sat there and watched every single Olympic session. I was a volunteer at the Olympics, the 2012 ones. I've sat and studied and watched and been mesmerised at the career from amateur to professional that Usyk's had, and I've had the chance to meet him on a couple of occasions, and he's a fantastic person as well, and he really looks like he's here enjoying the element. He's had to travel all around the world at every single fight that he's pretty much had, every big fight he was in the away corner pretty much, and yeah, now it's kind of like he's coming back to the same place he did it last time, and it probably feels familiar to him. He probably thinks it's going to go the exact same way it did last time, and I don't know, Tyson has seemed a bit more agitated and a bit more less, like I said, willing to give the fans a spectacle of anything. So I'm hoping genuinely that he's saving it all for the fight. I'm hoping that it's not maybe some, I don't want to say demons, that might be a bit strong, but just some, you know, self-doubt and negative thoughts, man, because just like anyone doing anything anywhere, when you have those thoughts creep in and you're trying to push them out your head, as a fighter, we have to push them out of our head. We have to go to sleep, wake up and just do what we're always doing. We have to, even if deep down we think this might not be going to go our way this time. Like, we're fighters, we want to get in there, and you know, I'm hoping for him what didn't happen to me, and I'm hoping it just clicks in for Tyson on the night when he gets in the ring. And look, you know, Tyson is made for these. He made the British boxing over the last few years really what it is. Him, AJ, of course a whole range of all the other fighters in the division, but let's talk about the pinnacle, and they have definitely been that. But you know, getting in the ring so shortly after a man defeated you, clearly enough, close competitive, but clearly enough, there wasn't any arguments. I didn't think there definitely shouldn't be, in my opinion, but it's hard, man, it is. And you know, when the whole world's watching, the whole world's got an opinion. Look, I'm sitting here talking about him. He'll probably watch this and be pissed off at what I'm saying about him. I'm not saying it from a place of trying to put him down. He's a great champion. He's a great fighter. What he's done for the sport has transcended it. How he's inspired many a generation to come is inspirational. And I couldn't have achieved, and I wish I could have achieved just, you know, 5%, 2%, 1% of really what Tyson has. It's a different world, you know, the flyweight boxing to the heavyweight boxing. So, but with that comes 100 times, 100 times, 1,000 more times opinions, words, like from every single angle. Someone's speaking about it, someone's got a comment on it, and you know, we're just human, man. We're sensitive just like everyone else, just because we get in the fight and have to put our face and our body on the line and our reputation. Look, we fight for free all the time and it's no problem. We spar hard sparring because we want hard sparring to repair, and we do that for free. We take lumps out of each other for free. We do not get paid for fighting. We get paid for your lot's opinion on it.
That's quite deep, actually.
And it's the truth.
No, it is quite deep, actually. Look, there's a narrative playing out that Tyson's gonna be. We couldn't tell what Tyson's weight was. He had all his clothes on. He had his leather jacket on. I think he was trying to hide some of it. But a lot of people are saying, look, Tyson needs to be more of a bully this time.
I think Tyson looks slimmer. I think Tyson looks slimmer.
I can't tell though. I couldn't tell the whole week. But how hard is it to bully somebody? How hard is it to bully somebody like Oleksandr Usyk, who's forever moving? Even on the 12th round, he's forever moving.
You see, in this world, the only way you can bully someone is if they make themselves a victim. If someone stands up and defends themselves, they'll never be bullied. No. Usyk has never been a nail as far as I've seen. Always the hammer. Tyson, for pretty much all parts of his career, the hammer. But, you know, when he became the nail in the last fight, who knows what that's going to do to him for this fight. It might have given him the spark that we're going to see the best Tyson has ever stepped in the ring. Or we might see a Tyson that maybe half accepting and ready for what's to come. He knows Usyk's good. He knows that. No matter what he says, he knows Usyk's fantastic. He's fantastic as well. But there's only two people ever in the ring at a time. And no matter how it looks, whether it's one-sided, whether it's close, all it ever proves is the man of that ring that night after them camps. It doesn't prove much more than that. Now, we've seen a lot in both fighters' careers to know that both of them are special. But, you know, Usyk, the first undisputed heavyweight champion, for good reason. And yeah, I find it very, very hard to think that he's not winning this fight.
Just a final one. I was talking to Teddy Atlas yesterday, and Teddy's somebody who breaks down fights really well. You know, he's been there with the greatest of fighters for 50 years. He's been in the sport. He said Usyk he has the ability just to find the way to win. When you saw the first fight with Tyson Fury, did you see that you know, there was a rocky road at the start? You know, he was getting hurt to the body, not hurt, but he was getting hit to the body. But he finds that ability to win. AJ also has picked Usyk to win this fight when he was asked about it, because he's been in there. He said, look, championship rounds, he just puts it on you. Do you agree with that he just finds the ability to win?
I think what he does is usually tries to get up on the scorecards, and then he lets some close rounds happen. He lets them work. He lets them have some success in the sense of not gives them clean shots, but he puts them in a position where they can throw more. And then after them couple of rounds of throwing more, whether they've won them rounds or not, as soon as he starts seeing any chinks in the armour, all of a sudden the flip switches, and when it does, his like monotonous but also very unpredictable pace. He's going left, he's going right. He's got a constant oscillation of his body and his feet. He's constantly transferring his body weight from left to right, but he's doing different things when he gets there. He's always gauging the range, and where he's smaller, I know everyone always looks at the size, and that's such a big advantage, and it is in a lot of cases. But when you get hit and you're big, now you can't get out of the way because your target's too big. So that's one thing. Also, when you're trying anything, when you're taking any step, a left or right, it will use more energy by literal just science and anatomy. He weighs more, he's heavier, his arms are longer, his legs are longer, his body's longer, he's taller. All of these things mean that 100% stamina bar that starts, it comes down quicker, and I think that's why Usyk always comes out to get the early rounds, then has the middle close rounds where he's not using as much energy, but he's in reserves. And then once he starts burning from his reserves, if they've used a little bit more energy to be competitive in those rounds than they needed to, they just can't keep up with the momentum, and they can't keep up with the pace that he sets. And he can dig and he can hurt. We saw Tyson Fury, wobbled a couple of times in that fight. I was there. It was a crazy fight at times. Fury definitely had his success. No one's doubting that, but I just don't think there was ever a time where he had the foothold in the fight. I think Usyk started well, and I think Fury started landing clean, but then down the stretch he just completely took it away from him, and that's what he does, championship rounds. But I think that's pre-programmed into his game plan. I think he goes in there, tries to get up, then make the fight a little bit more interesting, zaps the energy of his opponent, then changes his rhythm again, and he can adapt, and when they have success he can take it away. And yeah, he's a phenomenal fighter, Usyk. He's, like I said, been in great form all week, and he looks right up for this, where I don't know if I can say the same about Tyson, and I wish I could, but like I said, not talking down on the man. I've been there. I was there in my last fight. I know what it feels like, and I think I'm seeing similar, maybe, but who knows? Who knows?
Sonny, listen, it's always a pleasure. With your analysis that you actually do give, I think Sky Sports, DAZN, whoever else should be getting in touch, because I know you've just come out of the game, but you seem to know so much more than what your age and what people say about you indicates. Have you been approached? Are you going to be a pundit? What's the latest? I know you've done a little bit for DAZN, but is there anything going forward?
I've commentated about 10, 12 fights for DAZN. I've done about 3 or 4 world title fights. I've even commentated a Mayweather fight at one point. I was always hedging my bets for what's next in the professional boxing game with... Yeah, man, I manage about 10 fighters now. I do corners for fighters that I'm not even involved with just because they're my friends. I get involved with the commentary, with the media, with the punditry, and yeah, there's open conversations. And like I said, my next year, 2025, I'm kind of doubling down on the commentary side and the punditry and the media side of things, as well as really pushing and really branding and really setting up the management side. It's a big love and a big passion of mine. I think I'm good with matchmaking, I'm good at opportunity getting, I'm good at promoting and selling a fighter, and as well as being realistic. I'm not going to try and pull the wool over anyone's eyes. We don't lose our face by telling the truth. So yeah, I've kind of hedged these bets, and I've left boxing, but I've been more involved these last 3 weeks. I've done 2 DAZN shows that I've commentated, and now I'm over here. I'm managing a fight and doing his corner as chief support. Was meant to be chief support, isn't no more the fight before, but on the biggest card of the year. So I think I'm set up in a nice way. I love the sport of boxing. I'm not going away. I'm not going anywhere else. But yeah, whilst my body is in Cat D category, I don't need to inject up my hand or put ankle supports on no more, or be resting my elbow, my shoulders, my back. I just don't need to do it to myself anymore, man. Because when I do it, I get all the way to the top of the sport, and I don't do it for 1% of what these guys are doing it for. Let me find my own Tyson Fury. Let me find my own AJ, and then I can double down and do even better and put them in positions even better. So yeah, that's what I'm interested in. I've got a great team behind me. The people that I came through with, I'm still through it here with, and yeah, man, I love this game.
Before I let you go, and I know there's a little bit of a queue for you, but just talk to me about Ishmael Davies. Got the call a week ago. Just talk to me about his story quickly before you've got to jump onto the next one.
Look, he comes from a place that a lot of us don't want to be in. Look, he comes from a much harder start than I did, and he was put in positions early on that make or break you, and he had to have a sit down, a little vacation for mistakes he made in the past, and whilst in that predicament, he made a decision. He told the people that was there, and they weren't listening. He told them, "You won't see me back here again. You're going to see me on the TV one day fighting." And he got laughed at, and you know what they told him? "We'll see you in here next year-ish," you know what I mean? But guess what? Now they're looking at the screens on the wing, and guess who they're seeing? Ishmael Davies, Black Panther, you know what I mean? And I'm more than proud of him, more than proud of him. And he's one of those people, okay, he lost his last fight, but if we take away scorecards, he didn't lose that fight. If we're looking at a street fight that went on for 36 minutes, he won that fight. Look at the faces of them. One looked like they'd been ran through by a train, and the other one looked like he hadn't been in the ring yet. Like, that is the reality of it. Just because the opponent knows how to pick rounds, because he's a terrific boxer, Josh Kelly, and we knew that. But that was Ish's 14th time, 15th time ever in a boxing ring, ever in his life.
I respect to Ish, man. What a story. Good luck to you as a manager, pundit, commentator, everything else that you want to take on after boxing. I'll speak to you soon, Sonny. It's been a pleasure, mate. Top man, appreciate that.